In this video, let us explore the essential types of courses one should consider to cover the full scope of semiconductor manufacturing. Whether you are a beginner or looking to specialize, these course types will provide the necessary knowledge and skills. Start your learning with foundational courses that not only cover the basics of semiconductor materials, device physics, and the overall manufacturing process but also equip you with the knowledge to understand and contribute to the real-world applications of these technologies. You will learn about semiconductor materials like silicon and gallium arsenide and the basic principles of device physics, including p-n junctions and transistors, and get a broad overview of the manufacturing workflow from raw materials to finished chips. Next, dive into courses focused on fabrication techniques. These courses will teach you critical processes like lithography, etching, deposition, and ion implantation. You will understand how to pattern wafers, selectively remove materials, add new materials through techniques like chemical vapor deposition, CVD, and physical vapor deposition, PVD, and modify the electrical properties of semiconductor materials through doping processes. Apart from this, courses in packaging and testing are crucial for ensuring that devices are protected and function correctly. You will learn about assembly and packaging techniques to encapsulate and protect devices from damage and environmental factors. Testing and quality control courses will also teach you methods to ensure devices meet performance specifications and are defect-free. For those looking to specialize, advanced courses cover cutting-edge technologies like FinFET technology, which is critical for high-performance devices, MEMS, microelectromechanical systems, which integrate mechanical elements with electronics, and system-on-a-wafer, SO, which involves integrating multiple devices on a single wafer. These courses focus on how different manufacturing processes are integrated and optimized. You will learn about process integration, yield enhancement strategies to improve the number of functional devices produced from each wafer, and statistical process control techniques for monitoring and controlling manufacturing processes. Finally, consider professional certifications and development courses. These cover clean room protocols, equipment maintenance and calibration, and regulatory and safety compliance. These courses ensure you can maintain high standards of operation and safety in semiconductor manufacturing environments. By taking a mix of these courses, you will understand semiconductor manufacturing comprehensively, from basic principles to advanced technologies and from theoretical concepts to practical applications. This broad and deep knowledge base is essential for anyone looking to succeed and advance in the semiconductor industry, providing you with the confidence that you are equipped with the right skills and knowledge for your career.